Here's a massive data breach may have impacted billions of people across the globe, according to a new class action lawsuit.
The Social Security numbers for every American may be at risk after a massive data breach.
Nearly 3 billion personal information records, including names, Social Security numbers, and addresses, reportedly exposed in what could be the largest data breach in history. The information stolen from National Public Data, a company that collects and sells access to personal information, which is then used by other organizations to obtain things like background checks and criminal records.
We didn't give permission for them to collect that data. We can go opt out if we know the company exists, but there's hundreds of data collection companies out there.
Imagine waking up one morning to discover that the most sensitive details of your life are in the hands of cyber criminals. Your name, your address, and even your Social Security number exposed for the world to see. This isn't just a hypothetical scenario. This may have already happened. In today's video, we're diving into a chilling breach that could have left every American vulnerable to identity theft, fraud, and worse. But here's the twist. What if this breach is even more terrifying than we first thought? Stick around, because this is a 5-alarm wake-up call you can't afford to ignore. But is this the worst breach in history or just the beginning of something much darker? 4 months ago, a notorious hacking group claimed to have stolen an unprecedented amount of personal data from a major data broker known as National Public Data. This breach isn't just another headline, it's potentially the most significant breach in history. According to a class action lawsuit filed in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the hacking group, identified as USDUD, claimed to have stolen the personal records of 2.9 billion people. Yes, you heard that right. 2.9 billion. These records weren't just limited to the United States, but spanned across Canada and the United Kingdom as well. But what makes this breach different? Why should you be more worried than ever? Last week, the hackers escalated their threat by releasing a staggering 2.7 billion records for free on an online marketplace for stolen data. Each record contained detailed information, full names, addresses, dates of birth, social security numbers, and more. Imagine the consequences. This isn't just about stolen money, it's about stolen identities, stolen lives. Teresa Murray, a consumer watchdog, warns that if this data is truly what the hackers claim it to be, we're facing a crisis far beyond anything we've seen before. And this is where things get even more disturbing. What could happen if all this information falls into the wrong hands? What can you do to protect yourself? Let's break it down. The immediate threat is obvious: identity theft. With your social security number, birth date, and other personal details, criminals could open new accounts in your name, drain your savings, or even commit crimes while impersonating you. And here's the kicker. You might not even realize it until it's too late. If you think this is far-fetched, think again. Murray explains that for someone skilled in this type of fraud, the possibilities are endless. And it doesn't stop there. But what if there's more to the story? What if this breach is part of a much larger, more dangerous game? There's another layer to this nightmare. Even though some information, like email addresses or driver's license photos, might be missing, criminals could easily combine this leaked data with information from previous breaches. Imagine a puzzle, each piece of your identity coming together to form a complete picture. This is how they could gain access to everything: your bank, investments, insurance, even your medical records. It's a terrifying thought, but it's a reality we have to face. But before you panic, there are steps you can take right now to protect yourself from becoming the next victim. So what can you do? First, freeze your credit. It's one of the most effective ways to stop criminals from opening new accounts in your name. Contact Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. This is a free service that could save you a world of trouble. But remember, you'll need to unfreeze your credit if you're applying for a loan or a new credit card. Next, consider signing up for a credit monitoring service or a dark web monitoring tool. These services can alert you if your information is being used or traded online. Companies often offer these for free after a breach, so take advantage of it. But here's the truth. These steps are just the beginning. The reality is, in today's digital world, our personal information is always at risk. Don't underestimate the power of strong, unique passwords for each of your accounts, and never reuse them. Password manager apps can make this easier, and two-factor authentication adds an extra layer of protection. Think of it as locking the door behind you. Lastly, protect your phone number. Set up a passcode with your carrier to prevent SIM swaps and port-out fraud. These simple actions can make a big difference. But the most important thing? Stay vigilant. This breach might be a wake-up call, but it's not the last one we'll see. How you respond now could determine your future security. If there's one thing to take away from this video, it's that the stakes are higher than ever, but you're not powerless. By taking proactive steps, freezing your credit, securing your accounts, and staying informed, you can protect yourself and your loved ones from the worst-case scenarios. Remember, these hackers rely on us being complacent. Don't give them that satisfaction. And here's something personal to consider. If you think you're safe just because you're careful, think again. I used to believe that too, until I saw the damage firsthand. Now I'm taking every precaution I can, and so should you. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect yourself now. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more insights, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Stay safe, stay informed, and until next time, keep your data locked down.